Good morning, everyone. Appreciate you being here and joining us at the famed Savage Park. Promoting green infrastructure and supporting our county's many parks and trails has been a priority of ours since taking office. Especially during this past year, our residents and community have utilized Howard County's parks and trails more than ever, getting outside to walk, bike, and even more. We know that this is such a valuable asset, our parks and our trails, for our community, which is why we're constantly working to protect and improve these resources for our residents and visitors of today and tomorrow. Thank you to the hard work and collaboration of our state partners. Today, I'm pleased to share that we have secured $1.5 million in state funding to support trail projects here in Howard County. Of this funding, $250,000 to support critical repairs to the Savage Mill Trail, a 1.16 mile trail within Savage Park, traveling along the escarpment above the southern side of the Little Patuxent River. This funding will support a variety of safety and aesthetic upgrades to our trail, including replacement of multiple collapsed culverts, stabilization of an eroding steep slope located uphill from the trail, rehabilitation of the timber stairs allowing safe access to the trail, and a redesign of the picnic viewing area that removes rotting timber and replaces tie walls and railings. This funding will build on our efforts to expand green infrastructure in the Savage area. After our $1.725 million investment to secure the Savage remainder parcel last year, blocking the development of 4.8 acres of land in our green infrastructure network and preserving it as open space. We're also supporting this effort with $1.9 million in our proposed capital budget allocated to rehabilitate and expand the existing pathway and trail systems extending from Savage Park through Columbia to Dorsey Search and throughout Howard County. Our state delegation was also able to secure $1.25 million to support a 1.8 mile spur of the Patapsco Regional Greenway connecting historic Elkridge to the Guinness Brewery in Baltimore County. This project is a model for community engagement with groups like Friends of the Patapsco Valley State Park, Patapsco Heritage Greenway, Greater Elkridge Community Association, and many others participating in this planning process. The trail will also further our administration's vision of a multimodal, connected Howard County. We'll be providing new pedestrian and bicycle access connecting Howard and Baltimore counties via a scenic bridge crossing over the Patapsco River. Leveraging our existing investments in the transportation network and improving Main Street's general comfort levels and Levering Avenue for both biking and walking. This $1.25 million investment will also provide us with the local match needed to pursue State Transportation Alternatives Program grant to support construction of the project. These critical trail projects are an important step toward regional connectivity through our green infrastructure, connecting to the vision for a broader Patapsco Regional Greenway plan, a 40-mile shared use trail running through the Patapsco Valley from Baltimore's Inner Harbor to Sykesville in Carroll County. We are so very excited that this is able to move forward due to the leadership and the funding of our state partners. Overall, our proposed capital budget invests $8.3 million in renovations to existing facility infrastructure and park projects, supporting improvements at Troy Park, Blandair Park, and enabling the replacement of several synthetic turf fields, playgrounds, pedestrian bridges, and other infrastructure throughout Howard County. I'd like to once again thank our state delegation for their partnership and everyone who made today possible. Our parks and trails are one of our greatest resources as a county, and by working together, we can increase the quality of life for our residents, businesses, and visitors, making Howard County not only connected to our region, but a model for our nation. Thank you.
Thank you, County Executive. Our next speaker is Senator Guy Gazzoni. He is the chair of the Senate Budget and Taxation Committee.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Boy, do I love this place. I just sitting there brings back so many memories. I remember for years I did macroinvertebrate stream testing back in the river back there to test quality. And of course, looking over there at the ball fields, I can think of all the years my kids played here. And then the pathways that we used and walked and just had endless walks and bike rides. I mean, this is important stuff for our life. This is our life, right? We don't have all this and it isn't here for us. You know, it just adds all the texture to the goodness that we have. You know, I want to tell you when the county executive reached out during the legislative session and said, you know, is there a little more that can be done? And we said, well, maybe. And he said, well, what about these projects? And I said, yeah, we're going to do that. And you know, we have a great delegation. A lot of them are here today. And everybody bands together to make things happen. And I'm just grateful that we have such a good team and that we're so lucky in this county. As the county executive pointed out, all the good stuff that's going to come out of this funding for this park and for that spur up at Guinness. Now, it's a good walk home, which is probably a better thing sometimes from Guinness. But you know, we're really just very fortunate. We're fortunate, given all the challenges that there are in the world and our lives, and that we can take a moment. We can recognize the important things in life and do something about it. And I'm just thrilled that we had a chance to be part of this, and really look forward to and enjoying it for many, many, many years to come. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, Senator Gazzoni. Our next speaker is Delegate Jessica Feldmark, chair of the Howard County House Delegation.
Good morning. A little shorter than the previous speakers. I'm going to ask my District 12 teammates, Delegate Ebersol and Delegate Hill, just to come stand with me, because I really want to say, you know, I was invited to speak as chair of the delegation, and am happy to, and I'm thrilled that we were able to get this funding. You know, the job of a delegation chair is largely to advocate for this kind of funding. And as it goes, I think I chair the easiest delegation because it really helps when the chair of B&T is already 200% on board and doesn't need to be persuaded. So I want to thank Senator Gazzoni for making this an easy and joyful role in facilitating this funding. But you know, I'm here also as a representative of District 12, and that's why I wanted my teammates to join me. We are thrilled to be here in District 13, and we are thrilled to be celebrating the Elkridge Spur as well. You know, the Patapsco Regional Greenway is such a tremendous project. My background working in county government, I had a strong appreciation for the importance of regionalism. Representing a district that spans 2 counties gives us an even greater appreciation for the importance of regionalism. And this project is such a great example of what we can do when we work together and think beyond our borders. So I just want to, you know, thank you for the support of these projects. I think this is a critical time to be investing in our parks and recreational opportunities. You know, I had a chance to speak to a group last night, and as part of the introductions, they asked us to share what are some of the things that have sustained you through this challenging time. And the first thing I thought of was the time I've spent outside, right? And making sure that all of our residents have access to the beautiful green spaces and parks that we have here in our community, and we need to provide greater access so folks can enjoy them. So thank you, and I'm happy to be part of this celebration. Thanks.
Thank you, Delegate Feldmark. Our next speaker is Howard County Council Member Christiana Mercer Rigby.
All right. It's always hard to figure out technology, though. It is very nice to follow Delegate Feldmark because there is no mic switching needed. And also realized I'm still wearing my son's dinosaur mask. So, yeah. You know, it's funny. It was the first time I was looking around my car and I thought, wait, I don't have a mask in here? I feel like I've purchased 100. But anyway, enough about dinosaurs and more about the actual reptiles and cicadas and other animals that will soon be enjoying the park with us. I'm Christiana Rigby. I represent District 3, and as Raul and Bruce know, Savage is what I would consider one of my home parks. My family, we recreate here on the weekends. During the week, I usually would ride my bike here. But I'm going to Lincoln Tech afterwards, and that the Snowden River multi-use pathway isn't quite there yet, but I know County Executive Ball and his team at DPW are working on it. It's truly a celebration of this funding. Savage has been a haven for the southeastern portions of the county throughout this pandemic. There are ample opportunities to dine and stroll and recreate in a socially distanced way. And the stories that I have heard from our community members have just been so heartwarming. And these improvements to this trail will allow for more people to come and explore and dine at the picnic area. I really can't wait to visit them. I can't wait to bring you with me. This is truly expanding and improving our quality of life here, and I'm grateful for Senator Gazzoni, our entire delegation, and our county executive, as well as council support for these initiatives. So thank you to everyone, and especially Miss Susan Garber. I see you back there. You're a champion of Savage. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Rigby. Our next speaker is Savage Community Association Chair Susan Garber.
I'm also part of the short team. I often remind Dr. Ball that the residents of Savage are a thankful and appreciative group. Perhaps that just reflects our old-fashioned small-town values and having 6 congregations in such a small area. But whatever the reason, I'm very thankful for this opportunity to express, on behalf of the Savage Community Association, our deep appreciation for the collaboration which resulted in this much-needed $250,000 from the state delegation to address critical improvements to the Savage Mill Trail. We are hopeful that these funds and recent actions over the past year signal that our government representatives now recognize just how very special it is to be a targeted ecological area in a green infrastructure network. We greatly appreciate the state's work to encourage counties to preserve these lands, just as Dr. Ball has done with the Savage Mill remainder parcel. Today's announcement adds joy, and joy's been in short supply, but it adds joys we've experienced over the past year or so. The administration's more stringent Forest Conservation Act and accompanying manual, both approved by the County Council, should do much to prevent climate change and flooding while preserving habitat and natural diversity. Passage of CB 42 will add a strategic feedback loop to assure that the desired outcomes of both forest preservation and reforestation are being achieved. While we're here to express our appreciation to the distinguished guests today, the community also wishes to publicly thank the hardworking members of the Recreation and Park staff. They have done so much to preserve our park. And I particularly want to point out John Marshall, who, are you really going to let him retire? And John Peach, who is there in the trenches all the time. And also the wonderful park rangers who are keeping our park safe. And just to give you an idea of how much this community loves their parks, 2 days during April, we had 101 volunteers go out and gather over 1,400 pounds of trash and debris, plus 50-some bags of recycling. We're prepared to collaborate with our Park Service to keep this park super good condition. But in conclusion, the Savage Community Association is grateful that state funding to provide critical repairs to the Savage Mill Trail, coupled with the county's budgeted park and trail improvements, will help assure Savage Park remains a natural oasis in an increasingly urbanized area. Clearly, our COVID experience has proven how vital to our mental and physical health are mature trees and the sound of a waterfall. Thank you all.
Thank you, Susan. I appreciate the compliments to my staff. We do have some great staff with the Recreation Parks Department. Thank you. Our last speaker this morning is Patapsco Heritage Greenway Board President Steve Wack.
Just to make a point, I'll adjust the mic. All right, as a 44-year resident of Elkridge, I must say I am delighted with this Pathways Improved Access to Baltimore County, Guinness, and all the points downriver, as well as the opportunities provided to Main Street Elkridge to share its historic past and unique charm with additional visitors on foot as well as on bike. As board president of the Patapsco Heritage Greenway, I am thrilled to see progress on the shared vision of connecting the communities of the Patapsco Valley. PHG manages the Patapsco Valley Heritage Area, one of 13 state certified heritage areas. In this role, we are dedicated to preserving, protecting, interpreting the history and culture of Maryland's most dramatic river valley, as well as helping to restore the environment of this beautiful resource for all. We are especially excited that this section of pathway will be developed within the recent expansion area of the heritage area, supporting the goal to eventually link the communities from Southwest Park near Baltimore to Sykesville with safe trails through this historic region. PHG initiatives like the Patapsco Regional Council and the Patapsco Summit look to bring stakeholders together from surrounding jurisdictions to discuss collaborative goals within the Patapsco Valley Heritage Area. The Elk Ridge to Guinness Pathway is an example of one such project that has been discussed, and again, we are delighted with the state's support from both counties, and the involvement of all the community. Thank you all.
Thank you, Steve. What great news this is for the county. Being one of the departments receiving this funding from the state, I also want to thank everyone involved, all the delegates and all the senators from Howard County, and I can't wait to move forward with these projects. This concludes our announcement for today, and I would like to thank all of our speakers and all of you for being here, as well as people watching online. Thank you.